Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This was a video that was one of the most requested video topics of 2023, and it makes sense as to why this is. I recently commentated a video on the channel where I was reminded about how different the Tier 6 class catalyst market was during July 4th week, especially for, of course, Paragon players, and most importantly, whales spenders. You see, a couple things have happened since July 4th that have helped players progress on two fronts, but not a major third. We still have a Paragon rank up bundle that values mainly, at least for OG Iron Man, those Tier 6 class catalyst at 7,500 units. Now, of course, that's not just the Tier 6 class catalyst, but if you look at what it takes to take a 6-star to rank 5, let's view this guy. You need 3. Now, it used to be really difficult to get Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha. It used to be one of those things where the daily special was actually tempting because it gave you enough after $35 or 7 stamps to get like 25% of a Tier 3 Alpha and a Tier 6 Basic. The daily special now is a joke in terms of rank up materials. It is so bad for $35 that if I was Kabam, because I used to buy it every day, they used to get $5 off me every day. They could get $150, $155 off me in theory, and actually more than that when you consider I would buy the Sunday specials and both of them. So I think they could get almost $200 a month from me on daily specials. But the game evolved, and they didn't evolve the daily special. And I lost motivation for rank up materials. What they're going to have to do with that is essentially realize that the Tier 6 class catalyst problem, which is by design, is bad enough to where if you want this to be worth anything, you can't have it be a crystal. It has to be a selector. Because 10% is still really bad. That means that you need to spend $350 worth of daily specials, which is a crazy amount of money, to guarantee yourself one fully formed Tier 6 class catalyst. And on top of that, that's just 1/3 of what you need. So we're talking about, and I know it's even worse in countries like Canada or Australia or India, where the American dollar is much worse in comparison. So it's not $5 for a daily special. It's like $8, maybe even $10. Maybe it's doubled. But needless to say, it's more than $1,000 of that country's currency. Like, how is this still something that Kabam thinks is a good idea? It's crazy. And like I said, about 25% of a Tier 3 Alpha and a Tier 6 Basic as a bonus is also really bad. Now, on a positive note, two things that aren't for cash have made this way better. Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha in the Glory Store, which I've also been pleasantly surprised with these gifting crystals, how much glory you can get. And that glory, especially if you're the top progression, can turn into a good amount of Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic. But if you look for Tier 6 class catalyst in the Glory Store, if you think to yourself, I really need to up the count of, let's say, skill. No. It's all RNG based. And that, of course, extends to the new Paragon Gauntlet and also the accidental, because oh no, we're going to get a third 25% Tier 6 Class Catalyst Crystal. That's too generous. Kabam said this last month we're ever going to do that. But they're all crystals. They are all crystals. And that allows, even though I have no idea why it's not showing rewards. That's, wow. Well, that allows progression to be stalled until very special days where you can purchase Tier 6 Class Catalyst selectors for thousands of units and or hundreds of cash dollars. And so it's giving players a chance to take 6 stars to rank 4 faster than ever, and then they're just stuck. And this is not a video that's going to be necessarily true for people who are the best of the best players, who are the best of the best content creators. No, those players are fine because they're going to get more opportunities in the highest tiers of Alliance War and the highest tiers of Battlegrounds, but that's not how the average player plays the game. And this channel is representing the average player, not the best players. So it's by design, but we have a problem in that a bunch of people have contacted me and said, Prof, all I care about right now is taking my 6 stars from rank 4 to rank 5, or my 7 stars to rank 2, and I'm stuck. And I've got almost maxed out Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha, but I cannot for the life of me get Tier 6 Class Catalyst. It's by design, but it needs to be evolved. And really, all that needs to happen is to change crystals to selectors. That would solve a big part of it. But I don't think Kabam is ready to do that. I think they're worried that that's going to hurt their bottom line and impact negatively what they like to call the economy of the game. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't fear that in certain ways, but when you have the ability, and when Monday hits now in the game, as of today, you get 2 things. If you have enough glory, and I've got 15,000 glory maxed for the first time ever, and I am not touching anything until you can get multiple Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic with your glory, and the Battleground store resets. And you can also get additional Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha here. So Monday is like rank up material day minus Tier 6 Class Catalysts. And speaking of that, to end this video, this is now the best option for Tier 6 Class Catalyst Fragment Selectors, and you can get 25% of one for $7,500, and that is better than anything in the daily special or even the event quests. And it's made me have to change my entire strategy because I have enough for maxed out of trophy tokens, maxed out Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha, but for the first time, if I'm trying to target my rank ups, I think I've got to switch it to this and then just use glory for the other rank up resource. I think that's the smart thing to do. It's a different strategy, but it's because the economy doesn't have many options for these selectors. So that's my advice. I filmed this not just to take my own advice, but to also give you advice. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. I appreciate all the feedback on these videos.